The series has been won by the home team. If things go according to that plan, Celtics will win at the Garden, force a Game 7 back in Atlanta. What transpires for Game 6 in your opinion?
They win Game 6. They win Game 6 because the Celtics are full and a team full of role players, and role players play well at home. And I think they'll win Game 6. Game 7 will be a different story. But Game 6 will be electric. I think Isaiah Thomas's ankle was hurt, but he'll be able to suck it up and play. And they'll get it done in Game 6, and then Game 7 is in Atlanta. So I think it's
the NBA series when you see a team day in and day out. It's crazy how the seeds can get blown out one night like we saw on Tuesday, and then I think they win Game 6 also Thursday. I do think they go back to Atlanta and lose the Game 7 as the series has gone. But I think they may be running out of gas now. Thomas is banged up a little. Obviously, with Avery Bradley out and Olynyk is banged up, I think this is where the road ends, which leads us to our next question. Should the Seeds go one and done in the playoffs? They're a 5 seed, they'd potentially be a 3 seed. Is that a disappointment, all things considered, when you look back on this year, or do you still consider it a success?
Of course it's a disappointment. Of course it is. The Celtics, we're talking about being on the precipice of some kind of championship. If the Brooklyn pick works out. The analogy I've used is that they have their bags packed, they're standing in the driveway, and they're just waiting for that guy to get there that's going to take them to the airport. Now, they hope that guy comes in the form of that Brooklyn pick or via a trade. But if they lose in the first round, that's a disappointment based on Brad Stevens. I'm reading article after article about Brad Stevens, the next great NBA head coach. You got Isaiah Thomas, you got some players. Win a series. Yeah, I know they didn't have home court, but win a series. One.
Here's why it's not a disappointment. All things considered, whether they lose this round or against LeBron James in the Cavs next round, that's big picture. That doesn't matter. What matters is this team getting better every year, like you say, doing things in the draft, getting that number 3 pick to work out. So a year or 2 from now, they're in the Eastern Conference Finals and they're knocking at the door of the NBA Finals. But I think if this team goes to NBA Finals in 3 years, no one is saying, hey, back in 2016, they were one and done, like a disappointment. So in some respects, it doesn't really matter. I think they're not going to beat the Cavaliers anyway. So
I would agree. I would just say right now, based on the 2 teams I'm looking at and the season they've had, I would say with where they want to go, it's a disappointment.
All right, let's talk some